Inflation and time value of money. Hello friends, I am Gustav Biswas and you are listening to Plan Your Finance with Gustav. Here I will discuss with you based on my 15 years of professional experience and doing research from different sources. Please listen to this podcast till the end. Here I will show you a lot of eye-opener data analysis which may be important for you. Today's topic is inflation and time value of money. Let's understand the same with this example. Here cost of 100 Indian rupees in the year 1960, becoming 67 Indian rupees in the year 1965, and the same way the value of the same 100 Indian rupees become 2 Indian rupees and 30 paise in the year 2015 and 1 Indian rupee and 20 paise in the year 2020. It means if you saved 100 Indian rupees in 1958, it would have been lost 98% of his purchase power by in 62 years. Now, first let's see one chart, then we will go to one interesting calculation. After that we will discuss the topic in detail.
So here I came to trading economics to understand what is Indian inflation rate. So if you see right now in the year 2020, right now Indian inflation rate is near to 7%. So if you see over here actually 6.93 Indian inflation rate, and now highest is 12.17 and lowest is 1.54. So 1.54 is around this particular area in the year 2017-18 in this particular period, and highest is this particular area, it is around 2013. Now let's see what is the mean inflation. So this from 2012 to till date mean is 6%. So just remember this particular 6%. Going forward when I'll do calculation, that point of time I'll use this particular value, and that point of time I'll tell you why I am using this particular value. Now let's understand what is the trend. So this is the trend of inflation. So it is decreasing. Now, so we can see what is the forecast. So here you can see one green line, that is forecasted line of inflation. So as per trading economics, inflation rate in India is expected to be 3.60% by the end of this quarter according to trading economics, global macro models and analyst expectations. Looking forward, we estimate inflation rate in India to stand at 4% in 12-month time. In the long term, the Indian inflation rate is projected to trend around 4.50% in 2021 and 4.10% in 2022. So this is one chart which talks about today's fixed deposit interest rate. So if you see over here, fixed deposit interest rate, highest interest rate is 6.50. If you see highest PNB Housing Finance, they are giving 8.8%. IDFC First Bank 7.75%. Here you can see one very interesting chart. So this chart actually I got from one open sources. So I have not done this particular chart, but it is very much who done this particular chart, he is very much intelligently done this one. So I'm just using this particular thing to just give you some eye-opener data points. So if you see over here, what he has done is from 1981 to 31st March 2020, he has done very good analysis on overall asset classes. Like if you see inflation, so inflation, average inflation CAGR level means here what he calculated which asset class gave how much CAGR. Okay, so here he compared with inflation rate, then gold value, then silver value, then fixed deposit, PPF value, BSC Sensex. Okay, so here if you see inflation CPI, uh, then it is 6.52 percentage. Now if you see gold, what is the average return? Gold has given around 8.48 percentage. So if you see gold last till 31st March 2020, last 1 year gold has given 37 percentage of return. But if you compare last 40 years data, gold has given 8.48 percentage of return. Now silver has given 6.92 percentage of CAGR return. Now here fixed deposit gave 8.62 percentage CAGR. PPF gave 9.41 percentage of CAGR. If you see BSC Sensex or BSC return, you can take this particular value. It is like 14.73 percentage of return CAGR. So we can see if you based on this particular data, around 15% we can expect from uh, equity investments. But it also depends on couple of factors. So why I am showing this particular data, it is only I am just using this particular number to show you some calculation. Now let's come to my favorite topic, which called calculation or analysis. So here let's understand step by step. So till now whatever number I have shown to you, based on all these logics, I'll give you some eye-opener kind of data analysis. But still it's a very much generic kind of approach, but it should be customized for person to person. That is why when you do for your financial planning or retirement planning or something related to more related to your finance, you should consult with your financial advisor, because your risk profile is different, my risk profile is different, XYZ, everyone's risk profile is very much different. So say for example, I'm just taking one simple example. Today your expenses is 50,000 per month, and you have next 10 years to retire. Say for example, inflation rate, as we saw when we analyze last 40 years data, so average inflation rate is around 6.52 percentage. But let's, for simplicity, we took as 6 percentage. Let's calculate future value now. What is future value of this 50,000? So it would be like FV equal to, first you need to give what is the rate of return, then comma, then it comes to total number of payment, that means 10 years. Now payment in each period, so here we need to give 0, present value, and then maybe we can take end of every year and close. So this is the future value. So right now, if your expenses is 50,000, after 10 years, if I consider 6% as inflation, it would be 89,542, almost 90,000. Let's calculate in this cash flows, then it would be very much clearer to you. That is why I use this particular cash flow format to make you more to make this particular calculation more simpler. So opening balance, right now my opening balance, I'm just assuming, like, see here what I am just doing, I'm just calculating year on year basis what is the future value of this 50,000. So today's value is 50,000. Now here it is like it will not come as return, it will come as inflation. So let it be, it is inflation. So this value into what is the inflation? Inflation is this. So as I am using, I'll drag this particular formula, that's why I'm just freezing this number. And closing balance is nothing, yeah, closing balance is nothing but this value plus this value. So this closing balance is next year's opening balance. So I'm just dragging this, I'm dragging this one and this one as well. So right now if you see after 1 year the 50,000 value would be 53. Second, next is 56, then 59. So end of 10 years the value of 50,000 would be around 89,542. So now you understood how inflation works. Now let's understand one simple scenario. So objective of this particular scenario to make you understand what is the importance of investment. Say for example, after retirement. So right now you are investing money into PF, PPF, right? So say for example, after retirement you receive maybe how much? 50 lakhs for PF, PPF. It is, yeah, so 50 lakhs. Now I'm just taking same example, okay, where your expenses is 50,000 as on today's date. Okay, so say for example you got 50 lakhs. Now here I'm just doing small calculation key. Say for example you invest into some portion, you invest into equity. So how much equity will give it to you? As we saw when we analyzed our last 40 years data, it gave around 14.73%. But when you retire, that point of time you cannot take much risk. So uh, your investment advisor should put money into very safer kind of large cap exposure they will take. So maybe from there you will expect around 12% kind of return. Now some money you need to keep in your fixed deposit, which will give you fixed kind of return. So average, what we saw ki 40 years average is 8.62 percentage. So for simplicity, I'm just taking as 8 percentage. Okay, now we need to see ki how much percentage of uh, our portfolio will allocate into this equity or debt portfolio. Say for example we allocate 50%. Okay, so balance is into debt, so 100 percentage minus 50 percentage. So what would be the actual return? 12 percentage into 50 percentage, this one equal to 8 percentage into 50 percentage. So what would be the total? Total is nothing but sum of these two, right? So 10 percentage. So this 10 percentage of our return, rate of return of our investment, and that is I'm talking about CAGR, compound annual growth rate. So in maybe in other language, Chakrabriddhi Har Sudh. In Bengali language, it is Chakrabriddhi Har Sudh. So maybe after your, so you right now you are at 60, you got your pension and you are investing this pension. So right now you're investing your entire pension. So this is your opening balance. Okay. So opening balance is your this 50 lakhs. Now return on investment. So return on investment is nothing but, because it is like one time investment what you are doing right now. So it is nothing but this investment into your return. So right now I'm just doing simple calculation, but when it comes to real time scenario, your portfolio, then in between lot of uh, asset allocation, diversification, lot of things are required. But this is I'm just which will open your eyes. Now what would be the closing balance? Closing balance is nothing but my opening balance plus my return on investment. After 1 year I have received that much of amount. So now what is the pension I need? Say for example I need how much? 50,000. As on today's date, 50,000 into how much? 12. Why 12? Because 50,000 I need per month and I'm just converting it into annual level. That means 6 lakhs. Now my closing balance is nothing but my closing balance before pension, because pension you have taken out, so minus pension. So this is my net closing balance. This closing balance is my next year's opening balance. So you understood till now? Now what I need to do is this particular formula here. I need to freeze this rate of return. I need to freeze this rate of return because it is constant. So I'm just freezing this. Now I'm just dragging it till my 85th year. and again I am dragging this till my 85th year. So now closing balance also I am dragging till my 85th year. Here is the catch. So what I am doing over here, so every year on year basis my inflation come into picture. So second year onwards it is nothing but first year into inflation come into picture. Inflation is how much? If you see, inflation is 6%, but when it comes to comes over here, it is like 106% of previous year. So this is 100%, so 106% of previous year. Hope you understood this concept. And going forward, I'll just drag this one. So 106% of previous year. So this is the formula. Now I am dragging my closing balance. Yes. So I have, so now see the interesting thing. Say for example, you may tell me कि Kaustubh, I'll not do any kind of investment. I'll put entire 50 lakhs into fixed deposit. So it's good, not a problem. So I'm just making it 0. So you'll put entire thing into fixed deposit, which will give you 8% return. So your overall portfolio will give you 8% of return. So your portfolio can survive till 68 years. Till 68 years it will survive. See the graph. This graph talks about, so it is like I'll tell you, because just first you just understand over here, your portfolio can survive till 68 years. After that, no money will left in your. So everyone has, maybe you have, you will get some more, uh, maybe your retirement corpus would be 75 lakhs. So if it is 75 lakhs, then, and your current expenses, current pension, current expenses is 50,000, then you can survive till 74 years. So till 74 years you will have money. After that you will not have any money left. So till 74 years. Okay. Now just one simple change in your portfolio. Say for example, you will initial days, so you will do one thing. You just do 50% into equity and 50% into debt, and that is also large cap kind of very stable kind of companies. So where there might be CAGR, you will get around 12%. If you get around 12%, and I'm just assuming, right, you will get 12%, and probability is there. Probability is into higher side. You will get 12% kind of return. So see over here. So my this yearly requirement. So this blue lines talks about yearly requirement. Okay. Now if you see closing balance, my yellow line talks about my closing balance. My closing balance after pension. So my green line talks about closing balance after pension, and this gap talks about pension amount. Okay, so you can see over here you can survive up to how much, 76 years. 77 years, up to that. After that you will not, there won't be any pension left out for you. So up to 66-67 years you can able to survive. So if you see in number level also, yeah, till 77. So after 77, 78 there would be minus. So till 77 you can able to survive. So same way, if your portfolio, if you get 1 crore, yeah, 1 crore, then you can survive up to 84 years with this kind of asset allocation. Yes, in between there we need to do lot of every certain years we need to do debt to equity, equity to debt. This asset allocation is very much required, but here my objective is to tell you what is the important of investment in your retirement planning as well. So you might think ki Kaustav, I'm just investing money for my means in PF PPF, so I don't need to invest any more. But this is the actual analysis, and this is the actual this is the near to actual data. Okay, this is the some bit of eye opener kind of exercise which I have done for you. So hope you understood this particular calculation and what is the objective behind this. But again, as I discussed with you starting of my this calculation, it is like it should be very much customized, because as I am there in this particular industry from past around 15 years, and so I manage couple of people's portfolio, so I know how much customization is required. So it is
Saving for a financial goal requires estimating the amount required to fund the goal at the time when it must be met. For example, in the case of retirement, the expenses in retirement and the sum of money required to meet it needs to first be determined before the value of the retirement goal can be calculated. While estimating the cost of meeting expenses in retirement, it is important to remember the impact of time value of money. Time value of money is the idea that the time when a sum of money will be received or paid that determines its value. The value of a sum of money, say 100 rupees, is different at different points on the timeline. Receiving 100 rupees today or 1 year later is not the same, because the money in hand today has the potential to earn returns and grow to a higher value 1 year hence. If the rate of return is taken at 8%, then the 100 rupees will be equivalent to 108 rupees after 1 year. Similarly, the 100 rupees received 1 year later will also not have the same purchasing power as ours 100 in hand today. The purchasing power of money refers to the value of a sum of money expressed in terms of the goods and services that can be acquired with it. Inflation, or the rise in prices of goods and services over time, will reduce the quantum of goods and services that can be bought with the same amount of money at different points in time. In other words, inflation reduces the purchasing power of money. If inflation is taken to be at 6% per annum, then the same quantum of goods and services which costs 100 rupees today will cost 106 rupees a year from now. Hello friends, hope you are doing good. As the motto of this channel is how to create value for you in this direction, please find the thought of the video. After spending a long time in the banking and financial sector, I believe everyone should do investment or start investment in the first place. Yes, I agree, for economic growth consumption and spending is required at a high level, but at the same time if you save some money and invest in the same company, then you will be benefited out of others' consumption as well. As festive season's starting in India, so I am ending with an interesting thought. In this festive season, most of us will spend money by coloring your houses. Yes, you will feel happy when your house will look good. At the same time, if you bought a few shares of the same color companies like Asian Paints, Berger Paints, Sherka Paintsect, then you will feel happier when you will see friends, family members, known persons are putting paints on their walls. You will indirectly get profit out of their painting. That is called investment. You will feel like you are the owner of this painting business. But here I am just giving some examples. I am not recommending or advising you anything. This is only one knowledge sharing effort from my side. For more details, you should contact your investment advisor. He or she can assess your risk profile, need, etc., and guide you accordingly.